type of guy that likes to push it to the max? See how fast it'll go? How high it'll jump? Are you tired of buying that box store junk that always ends up breaking, leaving you in the dust, sad because it didn't perform the way you wanted it to? Why not come to Eliminator RC where you can buy yourself a hobby-grade RC that you can replace all the parts, have fun with, and it does what you want it to. Come down and check us out. e-rc.ca or 120 Higgins Avenue in Winnipeg. 947-2865.
You're watching the Coast to Coast Sports Show. You're watching the Coast to Coast Sports Show. This is Vin Robinson coming to you from the Zoo Lights Festival. Take a look at behind us how beautiful these lights really are. This is so gorgeous, and we're here covering Canada's game, hockey. What more could you say? So we're going to take this moment to lead you into the next clip with former NHL great Thomas Steen.
Well, I think it's one of the most important things that we do for our kids. The importance is to get as many involved as possible, and it's not only sports but music, fashion or whatever, to keep the kids busy with good things. And even the elite side of sports is very important to get kids to have dreams and have something, goals to work towards. It's working so well now. We have the Jets back, we have the Bombers, we have the Gold Eyes, and there's opportunities, college, everything that motivates kids to play sports. I hosted Jonathan Taves' Stanley Cup party, and kids can see it. Actually, it can happen from anywhere here. Every player or every successful person, they have different roads how they got there, and it usually started around the community centers where they live, and people around them helping, especially family, supporting parents. So it's very important, I think, to keep the kids busy with good things, and sports is certainly one main thing, one of the main ingredients. Well, I played for the Jets, so I've been traveling all over the province, and I know how much it means up north. It's one more thing to do and follow all year. Our cold winters makes us limited for about a few months a year. So it's well, we have Bomber fans, we have Gold Eye fans, we have some are fans of other teams too, but it's like a soap opera to follow the team all year and see the daily things that happens and follow them right till the end, and hopefully a good ending. And it means a lot to a lot of people, that's for sure. And it keeps us busy and looking forward to things, and it's very important that we have those things. And it's not just a bunch of guys playing for money. That's not what it's all about. It helps the whole community, and it's a fantastic thing. All the things we have in Winnipeg is just tremendous. There are so many things going on every day here, so you just got to get out, be a player, and not a spectator.
Hey, welcome back. You know, hockey's not the only game that can be played year-round. As a matter of fact, soccer is a great day for outdoor and indoor activities. So why don't you take this moment to check out some of the footage from indoor soccer. Fabio Capone today. It's cold outside, but warm in here. A lot of activity. Fabio, tell us a little bit about the Domino's Christmas Classic.
Well, it's the second year that we've been running it, and it's been, I would like to say, a pretty big success. As you can see from probably some of the footage, it's a half-field game opposed to some of the quarter fields that they've been playing. So it's great. The kids just get to open up, loosen their legs up, get a real run-in. The coaches get a good read as to what their team is capable of doing and certain things they can work on, because you might not always get that in a 5v5 or 6v6 quarter field game. So it's been good. Everybody's been having a lot of fun.
And we noticed that there's some different tiers. We were capturing some footage earlier with some women, some boys, men, and then obviously some co-ed. Talk to me a little bit about the blend here today with the game that you're covering.
Well, I mean, that's the beauty about this game in general, is that it caters to everybody. And yeah, we have as young as 11-year-old competitive boys, and we have some 13-year-old rec games that were going on. And over there, some of the women's teams that have been playing throughout the year. Again, same thing. They just want to take advantage of the opportunity to run around with their friends and get a good run. And here in particular with this co-ed match, it's excellent. We have 5 guys and 3 girls on at one time, plus a goalkeeper, and it's they really enjoy it. Like it's exactly what we're looking for. So.
And in the next couple of days here, we're getting down to the semifinals and the finals. So tell us a little bit about that. There's going to be some big activity coming up.
Yeah, for sure. The energy level just raises a couple decibels in here. The parents are on the edge of their seats. It's a great time just to be around the building, and you know what? It really sums up what this tournament's about. So yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. I look forward to it, and you know, just handing over the trophy and all that. It's just part of the entertainment. Can't ask for enough. It's great.
Fab, this is a terrific thing that you're doing here. We're going to be back to cover the finals, but season's greetings to you.
Thanks so much. All the best.
All the best.
Take care.
Okay. Once again, it's frigid, but you know what? I love it because I'm a true Canadian at heart. So when I get an opportunity to be outside like this, I take it all in. Look at these beautiful lights that you're seeing all over the place as you look around. This definitely puts me in the holiday spirit. So when we're looking at all of this right now, we're also taking the opportunity to blend it back to sport. And when we're connecting it to sport, we're looking at archery. It's a great thing to get involved in, so check out this clip from Mr. Sweet. We're here with Jason Sweet from Heights Archery. Jason, people that want to get involved into shooting, what would you say to them to get them active and get them out and trying something new?
Archery is truly a sport for anyone. Equipment can be sized up to any individual, from kids as young as 4 up to people well into their senior years. Just find a local club or a local range in your area, ask about archery lessons. Lots of them will have lots of equipment for you. It's not a very expensive sport to get started into, so just get out there and shoot.
You're watching the Coast to Coast Sports Show. Hey everyone, welcome back. Just like you hear that music banging in the background, nothing punches harder than these female boxers. Check this footage out, provided to you by Decada Boxing.
Kalita Manywounds making her way down to the ring. This will be a 3-round affair with 1.5-minute rounds at the 190-pound division. And if you recognize the name Manywounds, you should. You will see in her corner her brother, Zach Manywounds, who has fought for Dakota in the past. An excellent athlete across the board, and we're expecting the same from Kalita Manywounds.
He's got some well-rounded background as well, not only in boxing but in MMA. But I asked him outright, I said, Zach, is she as tough as you? And he looked me right in the eye and said, she's tougher.
I would not want to scrap with Kalita Manywounds. She is, I've seen her doing some of her training, and she hits extremely hard.
And her opponent, she hails from Calgary, Alberta. This is Tracy Abelson.
Tracy Abelson making her way down, and easy way to tell them apart. All in blue is Kalita Manywounds, all in red, Tracy Abelson. Abelson training at a Beaumont rival for Kalita Manywounds, 190-pound, 3 rounds, 1.5 minutes.
This fight is 3 1-minute and 30-second rounds in the 190-pound division. It is brought to you by Decada, Fight Like a Pro. And now, the official fighter introductions. In the blue corner, fighting out of Rival Boxing Club from Cochrane, please welcome Kalita Manywounds. And in the red corner, fighting out of Beaumont Boxing Club from Calgary, please welcome Tracy Abelson. This bout is contested under amateur rules. The referee in charge is John Barbeau.
So John Barbeau giving some final instructions to our athletes here. 3 1.5-minute rounds at the 190-pound division. Kalita Manywounds out of the blue corner, Tracy Abelson out of the red corner. And for all of us here, we're excited to have this. It's our 4th fight, our first women's fight in that's going to be happening tonight, and we will see what they bring. Again, not much to know about our fighters because they don't have much experience, so we really are seeing what they have for us.
But look at these two fighters. The differences, and this happens so much when you get up in the weight classes a little bit, 190 pounds here. You've got a shorter, more powerful fighter in Manywounds, and of course, you've got that longer, leaner look right here from Tracy. We'll see what happens.
Well, Manywounds laying some body shots, a big right hook. Abelson landed early with a few straight rights, but now it's been Manywounds. Abelson trying to stem the tide. She is much taller.
So the advice would be here is to, as you saw earlier, throw that jab back up, because you're dealing with a powerhouse puncher in Manywounds.
Yeah, keeping the space is very important to being able to solve Kalita Manywounds. And something has fallen out.
Stay long, nice and long.
And it looks like perhaps a contact has fallen out.
I think it's a contact lens that came out of there. She was blinking a bit, and he picked up what looked like a piece of plastic. You can see her blinking right now.
Well, and the contact has been saved, so we're back in. And when Kalita Manywounds has an opportunity to rest, she's able to land a big straight right leg just like that one. Trying to work her way in, finding a way to solve the range of Abelson.
Yeah, Tracy needs to be able to jab back up. It won't score a lot of points, but it will tire out the opponent, especially somebody who's punching as hard as Kalita Manywounds is right now. She's swinging back and forth. I guess growing up with those brothers maybe paid off a bit, huh?
Continuing shots that are coming from Kalita Manywounds. A warning just not to hold on to the arms given to Abelson. And that is the end of round number one. We've got three in ready for this. this fight. Round not one, definitely going to Many Wounds.
I think you're right about that, but I have to admit that contact made me a little bit worried right there. So the contact, I'm glad it was saved.
Well, and if you're such a fighter that wants to work inside, you don't necessarily need to know the exact features of the person that you're fighting. Just aim for the blob in the middle.
Yeah, and of course, in this particular case, it's all red. The interesting thing with Tracy is I thought she would back up more. I thought she would punch it back up. And it looks, again, that experience is the key, to be able to adjust to the fight. For example, you can learn to jab all you want to, but if you've got somebody who's got reach on you like Tracy, you're going to have to come inside.
And it is Tracy's footwork that is really, like, her striking when she's at range is great. The problem is that she's not keeping the range. And when she's not keeping the range, that's when Kalita Many Wounds can come in and land those big shots that she's landing.
Earlier, Jay had talked about the idea of fast feet underneath Habib to be able to back up, and that's exactly what Tracy's got to do. She's got to get those feet shuffling and working underneath her shoulders to be able to bring herself forward and bring herself back, get back out of range.
And we talked about...
You've shut out your son, Doug. Kalita Many Wounds coming forward and just landing big shots that continue to land in the face of Tracy Abelson. Abelson giving ground, but not fast enough. Has to create angles as opposed to going straight backwards.
There's a different expression on Tracy Abelson's face right here. I think she's tired of being hit, and she keeps coming forward against really a powerhouse hitter. The question is, with a minute and a half round and the second round in right now, will you be able to go to a third one and be able to last when you're punching that hard?
And it's a right hand that landed from Many Wounds right to the chin of Tracy Abelson.
Abelson's got a pretty good style here to be able to keep those elbows in across her chest, protecting her short ribs, and then keeping those hands up. The key is, of course, is to be able to score some points here, because as Jay talked about from a judging point of view, judges will not only look at the points that are being scored, but the damage that's being done, and that is exactly what Many Wounds is pulling out right here.
Many Wounds, just like her brother, just like her family. I don't know if you had an opportunity to chat about this yet. I was dealing with a couple of things here for our show, but the Many Wounds family from this Tenamation, absolutely tough, very well-trained fighters. So although new to boxing herself, this is not a family who is at all not used to the combat sports game, and you're seeing it here.
She's landed about 5 consecutive right hands, and they've all landed accurately, snapping the head back of Tracy Abelson. And then we are going into our third round. That's got to be another round for Kalita Many Wounds.
And I have to agree with that. I think there's no doubt there that number of shots and the power of the shots answer both the questions you talked about, Jay, from a judging point of view.
It's been very definitive, if you ask me. There's no doubt Many Wounds is leading this fight. So at the end of the day, third round, she gets that knockdown. If her opponent gets that knockdown, Tracy can push this forward. May have an opportunity to really pull this out. But if you ask me, she really is going to have to score a knockout in order to win this fight.
Well, you look at Kendra here from Beaumont working very hard with Tracy in the corner here right now. What advice do you think she's giving her? Is she saying you've got to be able to score the points here, or is she saying you got to dance out of the way of the damage?
I think she's talking about getting in and out, getting in and out. You can see her pointing down to her hips, but she's telling Tracy, look, you got to throw that snap from the hip. The punch doesn't come from the arm. It comes from the hip. It comes from that coil and that snap. Someone who I can tell you is an incredible puncher in Kendra. That's some good advice to be giving Tracy here in our third and final round.
Well, I think Zach Many Wounds was just saying, think that I'm beating you up. Okay, get back in there. That's what I think was going on in the blue corner.
I think he was saying, remember when you beat me up?
Abelson is stepping in, but now eating a right hand for her efforts, returning back with a right hand of her own. And it's just both boxers throwing as hard as they can moving forward.
I hope this crowd, both on Dakota.tv and right here, it will stand up at the end of this. These two girls are throwing down as hard as you can get here at a light heavyweight type division.
I hope the fans out in Drumheller, Alberta are enjoying as well. We got the Vintage Tap House and Neighbors Corner Pub playing us live out there, and we're going to be back out to that region of Alberta, Canada one day soon.
And just some repairs that are going on to the headgear and hair area of Kalita Many Wounds. I'm not necessarily sure what it is that they are fixing, but they have to fix it, as the referee saw something that he wasn't happy with.
Jeremy, you and I can't possibly have a comment on somebody adjusting hair. The only guy who can do that at this table is Jay.
My hair doesn't move. It doesn't. I don't need to adjust. It doesn't move. But Mini Moon's there, making sure she got her gear ready to go. That hair goes in front of the eyes, can impede that vision, and that's a dangerous thing to have when someone's throwing bombs at your face.
Now they're coming forward, and it's some better shots here from Abelson as she's able to stem the tide. But Kalina Mini Moon's unafraid and continuing to move forward. Reminder not to hit to the back of the head. Here's a good shot that lands for Mini Moons.
Mini Moons is just relentless. Just throwing 1-2s, 1-2s, stepping forward this entire fight.
The thing that Mini Moons can do as well, and she sucks that chin back to take that hit on the top of the head. That headgear doesn't help a whole lot from rattling your brains, but she's able to take that shot. The other side of this is Tracy Abelson. I thought she was going to come in here, be one of those fighters who fought way on the outside. Here in this round, she's standing toe-to-toe with a tough girl. You got to love that from a boxing standpoint.
Mini Moons is starting to show that gas tank. She's looking a little tired. There's not as much oomph behind her shots. This is Tracy's opportunity to make her pay, but she's really got to utilize some distance, and that's it.
That is the end of the round, and Kalita Mini Moons being told by her brother to put her hands up, and that was a heck of a fight between these two ladies. Kalita Mini Moons dominated the action, but Tracy Abelson showed in the third round that she was here to fight.
Short up to the ring to present the belt. Mike Short, up to the ring, please.
I gotta tell you that when you see, I don't care who the fighters are, I don't care what the weight class is, I don't care what the gender is. When you see two fighters in there to adjust like that, not around the idea of the strategy, but around the idea of toe-to-toe and going at it. I mean, Tracy Abelson obviously had been trained in a different style of fighting, wanted to fight a different fight, but adjusted right there to give us the entertainment that Fight Like a Pro is all about.
Looks like we just need to get some gloves removed before we have our official decision, but you can be more correct, Doug, when it comes to just styles making the fight. In this instance, it was Kalita Mini Moons just taking away the game plan of Tracy Abelson, and it looks like a victory, but we'll find out the particulars. Here's Jay.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the official decision. The winner by unanimous decision in the blue corner, Kalita
Kalita Mini Moons getting...
Much as I'm a January baby, I also love the warm. So I'm gonna head back inside and get heated up inside the town hall. Ladies and gentlemen, catch you next time on Coast to Coast Sports Show.